Hello, welcome to game 3 of my match against Nasmith99. We each won our first player game, so good start for both of us. We'll see what we can do here in game 3. So it looks to me like we're going to start with Hermit stuff. I'm also interested in getting a potion. University lets you get archives, crypts, potentially even like bishop stuff for trashing if you can get deck control over your opponent. Barracks doesn't seem like it's going to come up. Crypt is actually quite nice with Hermit if you get like a Madman turn, set a bunch of stuff aside with Crypt. University seems like it's the best games. And if you want to get up to provinces, you can spend a couple of buys, or you can use Hermits to get Fool's Golds and then just buy provinces with Fool's Golds. You don't have to worry about the Bandit for it, minus points. I don't think the Moneyish deck is sufficient because I think the University deck can just gain archives and then bishop archives for, 4 points each and do that a couple times a turn. So even if the Fool's Gold Moneyish deck is ahead, then that, University strategy should counteract that. I'm going to follow suit with Hermit Potion. This is quite nice not to see the Hermit with the Potion. When you do the usual thing, you play the Hermit, trash an estate, gain a Hermit, pass by, and you get a Madman. Hopefully next turn the Potion doesn't miss, you get to get University, and then you're kind of off and running. For either of us, I guess, if Hermit or Potion miss the shuffle, it's pretty sad. I think the Hermit missing is the worst because you don't get the extra trash, you don't get the Hermit, you don't get the Madman. Like, you're doing so many things with one card. It really is an amazing little card. Okay, so my Hermit missed, and I guess I'm going to take another Hermit. So I've got a University here. Hopefully don't collide the Hermits next turn. Did their Potion miss too? Okay, this is just kind of a crapshoot, it feels like, at this point. So I will trigger this somewhat bad shuffle, but I'll find another Hermit, get another estate. Yeah, I mean, my bottom cards are not great. So the question of if I want to keep both of these Hermits. I think I'm going to take two Madmen this turn. If I got to 6, you would get a Barracks just because why not? One more Hermit seems fine for me. And then grab Chariot Race seems better than nothing. I could also get an Oracle with all the Madmen I have, but I think a Chariot Race seems fine. And take 2 Madmen. Here I'm going to grab probably an Archive, but I think maybe you can't buy Crypt with University, so I'll grab an Archive and another University. A little bit sad shuffles. They seem to have had some sad shuffles too. I'm not sure if it's evened out or not. I'm going to play this Chariot Race and see what I draw. Yeah, so I can even gain and play here. I can even gain something. I don't know, Bishop doesn't seem crazy to me at this point, but perhaps I just want to gain Oracles. I think the plan this turn is to actually buy a... yeah, so I'm going to draw 6 here, so I'll be able to archive. I won't be able to archive anything. I would be able to... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to gain... Well, no, I can gain an Oracle, gain a Chariot Race, and play the Archive at the end. So 1 Oracle, and then Hermit can gain a Chariot Race, and then draw. I can even play this University to gain an Archive, and then play this Archive and take the Chariot Race, I suppose. You don't get to buy those. So I feel like I'm in good shape now, although I don't have any more Madmen. So this is going to be an arbitrarily strong turn, but I think it's Crypt time now. check and see if J Nails is watching. J Nails is not watching. So we'll see. This is not the greatest Crypt turn, certainly. But I'm pretty happy, I think, to take a potion here, set aside 3. So I wonder if you just get 2 more archives and go really, really ham in on the archives, which seems like a bit overkill. I've got my next hand is not particularly great. But yeah, so my next hand is actually pretty bad. I'm going to have Hermit Estate, Oracle. So I'm going to grab 1 more archive and then try to grab a bishop next turn. Yeah, just kind of an awkward hand coming up. Not drawing the Oracle together with the villages is going to be awkward. So probably just don't play the village, play the Oracle at all, play the Hermit to trash my last estate. I feel pretty decent about that Crypt. I mean, I only set aside 3, but there are 3 bad cards. So I'll even be able to get the potion off. And then, potentially the next time my Crypt comes off the mat, I'll have cleaned up a little bit. Maybe I'll add some bishops. Bishop seems pretty decent to me here. It's a little bit of money, and you're just gaining points along the way. And, we want to buy universities with 2 potion is all we need for a while, so we can trash the coppers, and then we can figure out if we want to go for, Hermit for Fool's Golds or something to get up to 8 to buy province, or if we just don't even worry about provinces and just gain archives and bishop stuff as our payload for a while. If that's the case, really, then I don't need that many oracles. Maybe just this 1 oracle. I thought last turn if I drew this oracle instead of a chariot in last turn, then I could draw a couple, cycle through some coppers maybe. But, it did not work out that way. They're playing a chariot race, so I have a chariot race on top, it looks like. So if they play Oracle and toss my 2 cards, I've got a decent chance of my chariot race flipping over Archive and getting a nice turn off. Advisors are decent non-terminal draw here, I think. All right, so we're going to take Potion, Hermit. Okay, well that's pretty fine by me. We'll grab another Chariot Race and a University. I should have 3 archives down there. It doesn't seem crazy for me to get 1 more Madman, but I think I would rather get a University. Hopefully that's my last, mostly dud of a turn, although I did get a VP out of it, which is nice. They still had 1 more Madman. Yes, this is going to be a strong turn for them. They discarded a Potion and an Oracle. I guess I'm just always discarding the Potion. They have more archives, right? So I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I should have discarded something else, but because that lets them put it in their starting hand. Don't really know. They're going to be able to do that anyways with University Gain and Play stuff. So I lost a Potion and Oracle. I do have 3 coppers set aside, so I'm decently likely to be able to churn through here, get myself a couple of advisors, archives, maybe even this bishop that I've been talking about. I'm going to have pretty bad archive balance, so my archives are going to be all coming in on this turn, but I guess I can just gain more archives and then bishop them away. Yeah, they feel like, I mean, they're first player. They feel like this is a bigger turn. I had a bad turn last turn, but if I can get a decent turn this turn, then it's just like I'm a little bit, half turn behind. I do have the Crypt, but they got the Crypt later than me and drew it with draw. I drew my Crypt with no draw, so I only have two treasures. So, which I think is fine because I'll just 2 more turns. I'll get coppers, and by the time the Crypt comes off, I'll have a bunch of archives and be able to use it for some good effect. The ideal would be, yeah, you play Crypt on a Madman turn or something, and then set aside all your coppers. Buy Bandit, get more Madmen. I don't know. That seems like a little bit overly spinning. They do have some Chariot races as well. I guess there's a lot of details. They have 2 universities, 2 Chariot races, archives to set things aside for next turn. So like they're going to be able to do gain and play stuff here pretty easily. They got a bishop. And I will definitely start trashing coppers to their bishop. I have a copper on top, so I'm going to lead in this archive. Yep, they got rid of their potion, which makes sense. They got a province. I guess they're saying they're going to be able to build forever. We'll take an archive. I'll play a Chariot race now. Okay, got a Hermit. That's worth a VP. What did they have on top? They have a... Oh, I had an archive on top. Okay, they had Hermit on top. Right. Okay. So I'm going to take this university now. I think I'm going to gain 2 more archives and a bishop myself. Maybe I just gain a couple of advisors. I think I do want the bishop. Yeah, so here we'll take an advisor. See what they give me. They've built up their payload a little more. I've set aside a lot of my coppers. Strangely, I'm going to discard those. Yeah, that is quite strange. And my Hermit is set aside, so I think I'm going to trash this archive even now. No, I'll trash the potion. And I'll go ahead and grab 1 Fool's Gold. Next turn, I'll Hermit gain a Fool's Gold, and then I should be good on money. A little bit troublesome that I'm a turn behind in provincing, but I have some VP chips that potentially will let me I guess we give up the university. Don't really know that it matters. I probably could think about that for a long time. And the reason I discarded the province was if they have Chariot race in hand, they can guarantee a Chariot race hit with province. So I had university and Chariot race on top. Yeah, I do have a lot of coppers coming in off my mat next turn. I'm going to have 3 coppers coming in. So I have plenty of money. I just happen to have all set it aside the 1 turn because my archives got off balance. 1 awkward shuffle of these archive kingdoms, you get off balance. Yeah, so I'm going to add Hermit, University, 2 coppers to my hand to start the turn. So Hermit can gain a Fool's Gold, University can gain some advisors. I do have an extra University for whatever that's worth. Potential to do more bishoping things. But I feel like there's still, first player advantage ahead. Maybe even a little bit more than that. The shuffles we both had some unfortunate shuffles early on and some awkward hands. So it's hard to judge if one of us was more or less at an advantage than the other at that process. The other thing, I guess, universities can't be emptied because we both trashed our potions, but Hermit, Archive, Chariot race, there's 7 cards between those piles. So Hermit can gain Hermit, and then Hermit can gain Chariot Race. And then University can gain 2 archives and 2 Chariot Races. So, like, the piles can run. And perhaps Nasmith is right now thinking about how to run those piles. As I now believe they have 2 Hermits. So Hermit gain Hermit, Hermit gain Chariot Race. University gain Archive, University gain Archive, University gain Chariot Race. So maybe they just have a win here. Okay. Does not look like they have a win because they're not going for it. We'll discard the Fool's Gold. It's also the lowest cost item, although I guess I have University on top. They're going for double bishoping things this turn. Get to themselves quite a few points. Yeah, so they definitely got 8 here. I don't know. They've got 12. Can I win next turn? So Hermit gains Hermit. Hermit gains Chariot Race. I have 4 universities, so that gains 2 archives and 3 Chariot Races. If I win some Chariot Races, I can win, but all I buy at the end of that is a province. It's not like super clear to me. Do they win if they get another turn? I think they win if they get another turn with 3 universities, 2 hermits. So I think I'm not going to trash here and hope to have 8 money for province at the end of this turn coming up. Okay, definitely taking university. I'm going to take the hermit. And I guess we lead on the archive and hope to draw. God, this is too much of my stuff, unfortunately. All right, so we'll gain an archive. I guess we gain Chariot Races to start, and we try to gain the archives at the end of the turn. Discard that. Gain. Okay, yeah, I'm just setting aside too much of my good stuff here. Gain Chariot Race, I guess. Or yeah, I don't know. I'm just getting Fool's Gold. And yes, they can deny me one thing, but I can draw the other thing. And so I'm going to bishop a copper. Buy a province, hope they don't pile out on me. Yeah, my archives just revealed too much good stuff. That's why I think advisors, maybe I need to go one fewer advisor. I guess the thing is, if they don't win this turn, I have a very big turn next turn. All my trade races coming in, so I've got a lot of extra draw, or I take the universities. Just seems like they're likely to win this turn. I think I'm at the point now where I'm going to trash coppers. Looks like they've actually run out of draw here from the way they're playing it. All right, so I have 2 sets of university archives. I think I'm going to take 1 university and 1 chariot race to try to draw. I'll just take both chariot races and try to draw with them both. Not the greatest draws at all. In fact, not pretty terrible draws. All right, so university is going to gain an advisor. That seems like the safest pile here. I can set aside a copper, but I have archives coming into play, so I think trashing the coppers doesn't seem to do very much. I'm going to go ahead and bishop my crypt. And I'm going to follow suit and gain this estate and a province. I guess I deny advisors. Doesn't at all seem clear to me. I assume they have a bunch of archives. Yeah, I assume they have a bunch of archives they can play. The question is just, do they draw, like I didn't draw, Chariot Race, University Oracle kind of things in the same hand? I have the archive on top myself, so I assume at some point they're going to play an Oracle to draw it. I also have these two universities coming into play. Yeah. I did not think this would turn into the slug it did, adding the provinces, I guess. Adding the provinces, so I have 4 gains in hand, right? I guess I'm going to lead on this Chariot Race and see what I find. Okay, found an archive. So I can do University Gain and Archive to start the chain. Play this Oracle. Okay, do I have the win yet? 1, 2, 3. I need a little bit more VP, I believe. Okay. So this is not it. Man. I feel like I could have played that turn differently. Or I needed to win a Chariot Race. They had a bishop on top. So I can gain all the actions, but that is a losing tie for me. So I can't really do much of anything here. I kind of regret not having a Cellar in this deck. Advisor. Sorry, did I not gain anything there? I'm not sure what happened there. I played it, nothing happened. Yeah, so if I'm gaining Advisor, Hermit, Chariot Race, I just lose by a point. Sad estate buy. Okay, yeah, I had a bishop I could have found. I could have done something. I had another Advisor. Okay, I have Chariot Race down there. We just deny draw here. The more cards they play, the more likely it is that I don't have a win. I was real close there. If I found the other Fool's Gold, I just buy a duchy. I think they might have denied me the Fool's Gold. No, it just wasn't in the hand. And they would have denied it anyways. But if I found like Fool's Gold and Archive in the bottom 4. Okay, we take both Chariot Races here. Try to win some Chariot Races, although it's pretty unlikely. I'll play an Advisor now just to see what they give me. Okay, so I feel like now I've got a lot of draw. I've got money in hand. I should be able to find it. I'm going to lead on the Archive. Find an Archive. Lead in the Archive. Go Advisor or Archive. I think I'm going to go with the Advisor because they're going to give me 2 bad cards most likely. And I'll be able to draw through those. So University Gain, Chariot Race for the Oracle. Is this enough for a win? It is not. Okay, so Hermit gains. I can Bishop. I'm still short. So I'm going to discard everything except for the Fool's Golds. Or I can just Bishop a Cellar. No, I mean I have to try to find the university here. Okay, this seems like it's pretty likely to find it. So there's a university, so they're going to discard that, most likely. The advantage to the early advisor plays is they discard good cards, and then they're in this reshuffle here. Okay, so I've got 5 money, so I can buy a duchy, and I can bishop and archive for 3 VP. So all I need to do is find this university and a bishop with an archive in hand. I am second player, so if I bishop a 3 cost, it is a tie, which I would definitely take at this point of the match. All right, play that. Oh, that was really, really nice for me. Okay, so we take a Chariot race now, or a copper. So the copper lets us buy province, right? Yes, so play the archive to gain that. So university gain Chariot race, Hermit gain a Hermit, bishop a copper, and we have 8 money for a province. Just barely got there. I don't quite know how their deck fell apart there. I think they had built a better deck, and maybe just had some unlucky draws. So happy to get that one, and we move on to game 4.